welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. My name is Tonya Kappes, and I am a cozy mystery author who is excited to bring you a fun podcast where we answer reader questions and bring you amazing interviews from your favorite cozy mystery authors. Come, hang out, and let's just shoot the breeze. Hi, and welcome to Shootin' the Breeze with Melissa Bourbon as our guest today. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Tonya.
Oh, I love her, you guys. I can't tell you how much I love her. Probably because of her is how I have a career. I mean, I don't know if she realizes that, but gosh, years ago, she had a blog where I was just a reader and visited, and I was writing my first book. And they asked me to guest on the blog. And of course, I'm like, yeah. And then they asked me to guest again. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't even have a book out there, not even written. I was just throwing the idea around. And that's how I got my first readers, was through the blog. And then Misa and I became fast friends. And we ended up teaching some marketing classes together, and we had a marketing book. And I don't know, we should probably revisit that one day, Misa, who knows, or Melissa. See, I call her, she writes by several names, but for us today, it is Melissa Bourbon, and she's even been to my house. She went to my kids' graduation in elementary school and met the family, and she is just a dear friend, and I'm so honored to know her and to have her here today. So let's jump in and read your bio. I'm going to read it up here. I'm not fancy so I'm just pulling it up from Amazon. You know how we are shooting the breeze. This is how it goes. So Melissa Bourbon,
the updated version.
Well, it's the one I'm pulling from Amazon, so we'll let you update it if not. Melissa Bourbon is a national best-selling author of more than 25 mystery books, including the Book Magic's Mysteries, the Lola Cruz Mysteries, the Magical Dressmaking Mystery Series, and the Bread Shop Mysteries, written as Winnie Archer. She's a former middle school teacher who gave up the classroom in order to live in her imagination full time. Misa, a California native who has lived in Texas and Colorado, now calls the Southeast home. She hikes, practices yoga, cooks, and enjoying the empty nest. Since her 5 amazing children, and yes, I will say they are amazing. That's not in the bio. I'm just saying that. Living on their own lives scattered throughout the country, her dog Bean and Pug and Dobie, the Chug, kept her company while she writes. Melissa lives in North Carolina with her educator husband, Carlos, who's also fantastic, and their youngest child. He is also wonderful as well, and she's beyond fortunate to be living her dream life. So as you can see, I know a little bit about that biography and have been able to enjoy taking a back seat as she enjoys her life. So welcome, Misa. And, she is also part of our Prolific Works giveaway, which is a free book for a year, which is really hard for authors to do because we put our blood, sweat, and tears into these books. And her book is called A Pickle of Murder. And my goodness, Melissa, tell us about this particular book that you wrote for Prolific Works giveaway for a year.
Okay, well, I have my most recent series is the Pippin Lane Hawthorne Book Magic Mystery Series. This is the first one, although they have brand new covers thanks to Mariah. Yes, so excited.
I saw them yesterday and freaked out. They're beautiful.
So beautiful. I don't have one to show, but they are just so amazing. But anyway, in this series, Pippin Lane Hawthorne is the main character, and her neighbor, kind of catty corner across the street, is Hattie Juniper Pickle, who is a hoot of a character. And I get a lot of messages and emails about her that she's the favorite. She's the fan favorite. She's somewhere in her 70s, kind of, doesn't reveal her age, but she's got white hair that she dyes purple or blue or pink or orange, and it's always changing. And she wears every color of the rainbow, and she's mismatched, and she carries an unlit cigarette because she's a former smoker, but she still has that, like, I need to have that crutch kind of a thing. She's had 4 husbands, married to one of them twice. She's just a kick. And so when you invited me to become part of this prolific works extravaganza,
There we go.
I was, oh yeah, there's the new cover.
I'm quick. So go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You know, I kind of thought, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then it came to me, I need to write Hattie's story. Like, she needs a spin-off. It's kind of like Frasier to Cheers. I know that dates me because any youngsters out there probably won't know Cheers and Frasier, but you know, it's a spin-off. And she deserves her own series. And she has this group of friends, the Foxy Ladies, they call themselves. And that's what this novella became, is the first in that Foxy Ladies mystery series. And it's so much fun, and I can't wait to continue it.
That is wonderful. So what this is our Prolific Works is a collective of 60 authors with free books for a year. And so this book that you have to grab, it's actually scrolling across the screen there, but we'll also put the link to the show notes to her book, A Pickled Murder. And I'm going to quickly read the blurb about it, and then we're going to come back and revisit her. So meet Hattie Juniper Pickle, the Foxy Ladies, and her rag doll cat, Carrot. Well, first I have to say, rag doll cats are very expensive. We'll talk about that too. Yeah.
So that's my mom's cat, and that's really her right there.
Oh,
and she was a rescue. I think she's 11 years old, and she was turned into the animal shelter, and my mom snapped her up. She's super cute.
One of my son's friends she has a rag doll, and it was like a couple $1,000. I'm like, what? Rowena was 50 at the pound. So we'll finish that up. So Hattie Juniper Pickle is on the market and trying her hand at online dating. Then her second husband shows up on her doorstep, and quickly followed by her first. Also happens to be her third. Is one of them angling to become her husband number 4? All thoughts of dating are shoved aside, though, when a body turns up underneath the loblolly pine. Her great-great-grandfather painted eons long ago. Okay. Hattie and the Foxy Ladies, also known as her longtime friend Maud, Cricket, and Lemon, along with her bibliomancer Pippin Lane Hawthorne from Sea Captain's Inn, team up to find out what happens and why. A Pickle of a Murder is a spin-off novella from the Book Magic Mystery Series. So we will have all of these links to get this free book, which is going to be great because are you going to start the series after this book becomes, because it's only free for a year. Right. So if you don't grab it now, you're going to have to pay for it in a year, which is the end of September of 2023. And so are you going to wait and put out the next books after this is available for sale?
Yes, I think I am. I think I'm going to wait because this is definitely the first. And I have about 4 or 5 other things to write in between now and then. And so it seems, easiest for me to kind of push that off a little bit and then release the next one as this one's getting ready to come off the free promotion. So, yeah.
I love that. And I'll have to tell you, I write a series, a Camper and Criminal Cozy Mystery Series, and my secondary character has a spinoff because readers loved her. Her name is Violet. And but their most favorite character, they probably love her more than the sleuth, is a smoker. She's always got a cigarette dangling from her mouth that's not lit. She's always pulling out her pleather cigarette case. But then she's also smoking too. So, you always think, are people going to like this character because, she has those things that aren't so healthy for you. But I think, and maybe you can touch on this a little bit. Do you think that readers really love the quirky characters? Because really our sleuths aren't really the quirky character. It's the sidekicks, right? So, but your sleuth is going to be kind of more of that quirky character. So So what do you think about that?
I know, it's a lot of fun. I think that often the quirky character can take over the scenes that they're in, and that happens a little bit, I would say, with Hattie and the other book magic mysteries. Although Pippin's pretty strong because she's this bibliomancer, which is this ancient divination. She uses books, so it's very bookish, and people love that, and they love Pippin. Hattie is quirky in a different way, and yeah, so I get to really like tap into my zany side. I don't really have a zany side. I get to like
Well,
manufacture a zany side. I don't know. For me, my characters are sort of alter egos. If I was X, Y, or Z, and so Hattie, is who I want to be when I'm 70 something, gone gray, and I don't want to be that toddler, that
oh yeah.
80-year-old who's toddling around, with a cane and all of that. I want to be spunky and spry and sassy, and I want to be Hattie. So
Yeah.
I get to tap into that, which will be a lot of fun.
Well, first you need to call it antique white or antique blonde. That's what we call it. Antique blonde instead of gray. Antique blonde. But oh yeah, I'm with you. I am so with you on that. So let's talk about the Foxy Ladies because they sound like they're going to be a lot of fun. I love the name. What was it? Cricket, Lemon, and who was the
Maud.
other one?
Maud.
Maud. So those are oh so fun Southern names.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's set in North Carolina, which is, southeastern, but southern enough. According to my daughter, it's too southern.
yeah. Well, and I have read all your previous books as well. So like you have the Lola Cruz was the first that I loved, which was on your Spanish. Was it Spanish or Mexican? What was she?
So she was Mexican American. It takes place
Mexican
in
American.
Northern California.
Yes, and she was fun as a sleuth.
She's
And
my
then
sexy alter ego. If I was Latina and sexy.
yeah, Latina, yes, she is. She was, and those books were, I mean, did so well, and I just love those so much. And then you have the dressmaking series, which is kind of that mystery magical, which is also so much fun. So you're writing in that still, but you're not writing Lola Cruz.
So I am getting the rights back to those.
Yay!
Any minute now.
That's very cool.
So they'll be released again, re-released, and I'll be continuing that series in 2023. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get more information about that.
Yes, and we'll put that as well. But as far as the Southern, you've really since this is the first series, and then the spinoff has been kind of your Southern.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like? Well, I have to ask this, not that and this also goes with prolific work, but obviously I write Southern, and I love it. And so, how do you like writing in that specific niche of cozy mystery?
I like it, and I guess you could say I dabbled in it with the dressmaking, magical dressmaking that's re-releasing next week. Also, brand new covers, also by Mariah Sinclair, cover artist extraordinaire. But I got the rights back to those, and so the first 3 come out next week, and the next 3 come out in late January. But when we first, so I'm from Texas. My mom's from Texas. Lots of family in Texas. Although I was born in California, but we went back to Texas, my husband and I, and we were there for 10 years. That's when I met you.
Yes.
I think it was when we were in Texas.
Yep.
But when you ask a Texan, are you Southern, are you Western, or are you Texan? They're like, no, we're just Texan. We're not anything else. We're just Texan. Most of them say that. But I considered it Southern, so it has some of that Southern sensibility, but it's definitely Texas. Texas is its own place. So it's been fun to get more into the more traditional Southern of Hattie's world specifically, because she's the long time, more Southerner, more so than Pippin is in the other series. It's not as Southern as yours and as Kentucky or South Carolina or some of these other more Southern places, certainly not like Deep South, but it is fun because you get to throw in all of these wacky sayings and sensibilities and accents, and so it's a lot of fun.
So we'll go back to the Foxy Ladies. Now, what type of club are they? A club? Are they just neighbors? Or are they just kind of friends that have met?
Yeah, they're friends. So just imagine like the Golden Girls. That's, definitely the inspiration. They're just friends. They each have their own different personalities, but they are there for each other. There are certain people in your lives who that even if you haven't seen them for years, you could count on them. Like I feel like I could call you up in an emergency and I could can on you, right? And
Oh, I'd get on an airplane today if I need to. Absolutely, I would.
It's not true of everybody, right?
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
some people you have that connection with and some people you don't. And the Foxy ladies for Hattie and for each other are those people. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on. If they agree or disagree, they are there for each other. And they've been for each other for a long, long time. So that's kind of they're just this tight core group of friends, and they call themselves the Foxy ladies. Ironically, because, well, it started when they were younger, when they were foxier, I suppose.
Yeah.
And now they're of a certain age, but you know, they're still foxy, man. They're still cool.
I love it. I love it. And I love the title, a pickle of a murder, because, you know, we always say, oh, he's got a pickled liver. You know, it means he's heard it from drinking a little bit too much. Not fatty liver from eating too much. We say pickled for drinking too much. So I love that. And, you know, you can just do so many things with Southern phrases for titles. So do you happen to have a sneak peek of what the first title might be in the next book?
The next one, I'm contemplating In for a Pickle, In for a Pound. It's a little long, but I really love it.
I love it too.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, can you tell us where we can find you all over the world in the internet?
Gosh, all over. melissabourbon.com is my website. I am on Instagram and TikTok now as bookishly_cozy. And my big thing that I spend so much time doing is Writer Spark Academy. So I have courses for aspiring writers and new writers. So that's at writersparkacademy.com. You can find everything. There's a podcast, there's a YouTube channel, there's the online courses that are self-paced. So I sort of juggle those two lives, being the writer and being the teacher, because I'm always the teacher.
Always the teacher. Yes, you are. And again, you guys, Melissa is amazing. And be sure that you grab this book, because again, it is only free during our promotion for the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crimes mystery prolific work promo. And we are so glad, and I'm so honored to have you here today, Melissa. I love you to death. And if there's anything else you'd like to say to the readers while we're here before we jump off?
No, just, happy reading. There's so many great titles with this promotion. It's an amazing thing. So dig in and get cuddly in the cold weather and read.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for being here at Shooting the Breeze, and I adore you. And I would love to have you back again once we're out of doing promos and we can just shoot the breeze about your other stuff.
Sounds great.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Y'all.
What a fun interview. I would love to thank today's guest for sharing with us their edition in the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Prolific Works giveaway, year-long giveaway. So be sure to grab this episode's book for free, and you can do that by going to the show notes and grabbing that link. And also, don't forget to be sure that you follow and stalk this week's Spotlight author. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week on Shooting the Breeze.